Hello, welcome back. We received a Sling of Accuracy from Fimoria. So there we go. Got some research done as well. Finished off Thaumaturgy for now, got it to 3. Can do Panic. Can also start doing some Haruspex here as well. Maybe I should have started doing that this turn actually. I'm going to go up to Conjuration now for Howl. Might do Enchantment after that for enchantment things. Thinking of getting a Horde of Skeletons online since we have quite a few D2s now. Probably some other good stuff in here as well. Poison Wood might be good to have a source of poison resistance. Conjuration 5 first anyway. Reclaimed the Throne of Bureaucracy, good stuff. Important. Katiz cast Eyes of God. The classic ramp move. Cast Eyes of God as soon as possible. Took back Bergamum, no problems. Battle in Latian. Which one was this? Alright. This is down in the far southeast corner of Fimoria's territory, near that new throne that we're pinging this turn. Just some province defense, nothing too interesting. Walking over these guys. You can see from the weather that we're outside of our dominion here. I think it's like Heat 1 over on this part of the map. I have no problems. Dardania next. This is Fimoria moving into one of the provinces I defended, hooray. This was the least defended. But I brought out the mages to do some frightens and some swarms. Works out pretty well. Goes on 197 fatigue. Yeah, my auras are no joke. We clean that up pretty easily. So that was Dardania. He did kill all my skeletons, so there's that. But yeah, otherwise, that is the end of Fimoria. I assume that's why he sent me the sling. I'm not sure if it's a reference to something, but okay. Sling of defeat. So that's good. We also attacked into that throne. I'll just check this out. Again, not the most threatening throne. There's 2 sorceresses here. One's Air, Astral, and Death with lots of gems. This one is Fire, Water, Earth, and Astral with lots of gems as well. Other than that, there's one Lion Tribe Witch Doctor here. And that's it. The rest is just some Lion Tribe dudes and a bunch of Phantasms. They're not hugely threatening. We can throw an army into that. I'd like the scales to be more in our favour though. I'm going to wait a turn or two until there's some cold scales here, and then I'll just walk in, I think. Should go fine. We also tried taking some underwater provinces. And there is a little bit of province defense here, not too much though. Just, I think it's like 10 points of marrow. Nothing too difficult. You do get a nice big giant soulless from Raise Dead, which is cool. Animate Dead, rather. So there's Green Sea. We are losing some stuff, so we should be careful. If there's much province defense, we probably will lose, but this one wasn't too bad. Unexpected event in Forest of Gone. This was unexpected. I did not expect this at all. A summoning was attempted, and the lake responded with wrath. So there was an assassination attempt on the Hodgerus podcasting workshop. Let's check how that went. Who do you think wins? Puddle or an ice giant? Yeah, of course. So that's not a problem. Finally, unexpected event in Divan. We lost some gold, gained some unrest. Not great. Good, some afflictions. So there's a world now. We've pretty much finished off Fimoria now. Still have this fort that Inanog is still sieging. I sent them a message and asked. I can't actually see their army on the map. I wasn't sure if he was still sieging it or not. But he's got that. He's got the underwater provinces. He's got this little fort as well. So I assume Fimoria's done. So let's go. There's quite a few things happening this turn, but they're all like little miscellaneous movements. First of all, I'm just going to sit in Latian for a bit with this army. I'm going to do some site searching, do some preaching to try and push the scales more in our favour over here. And the scout is going to move on to do some sneaking. Latian's a pretty cool province because of it. It has some really good sites to begin with. So we've got a Lilian Vale for a death gem, Garden of Bones for a death gem, and a slave market for 3 more blood slaves a turn. So we are up to 4 blood slaves a turn just from sites, which is pretty cool. So this is a nice little province for us. We'll search it for some more sites. I doubt we're going to be lucky, but mostly I'm just going to sit here and wait while we attack this throne in a couple of turns. While I'm doing that, my prophet is going to move the rest of his army down. So these guys can help attack this throne in a couple of turns. And that should all go fine. And I'm just leaving behind enough stuff here to put up the palisades, which will be up in 3 months. And I'm moving another little priest up to put down a temple. We've got a mage here who's site searching currently, and she'll get up a lab one day. So there's enough stuff here to finish off all the infrastructure in Pania. And in Fimoria and in a couple of places, any of my mages I have who have astral magic, they are moving west. I'm going to put them in the forts along Agartha's border. Agartha has a lot of units on my border, especially like these magma children, who I don't really want to have to fight all the fire they'll do. So I'm going to make sure I've got lots of astral mages on this border, so that if Agartha does invade us, we'll be able to spam some, whatever they're called, arcane bolts, which should be quite good against magma children. So any little mages like this who just have even 1 point of astral, they're all moving west at the moment. And underwater, I'm going to continue trying to take provinces with the skeletons. We're down to 20. Still think that'll be fine though, as long as there's not a massive 75-point province defense trap anywhere else. So fingers crossed this continues going well. There is another death site here as well, Sunken Galley, another death gem. Gem income's really good at the moment, especially death. We should probably think about what we want to do with all those death gems. Other movements, what's going over here? Oh, another priest is moving to Fly Meadow to put up a temple here. We've almost finished upgrading the giant fortress in Oak Beach. And I'm getting a lab in Bergamum as well this turn while I'm doing some searching. I've got quite a few mages now sitting over in Bergamum, so let's make sure all those guys can actually do some research while they're over here. And I'm moving a bunch of stuff into Lama as well. These guys are going to take this fort here. I don't particularly want this fort, but I might as well just take the province. It's possible that this is a good province, seeing as how Fimoria forted it quite strangely. So maybe it's a really nice province with a really nice site or something in it. So we'll check it out. So we'll put that under siege next turn. And that should go fine. Also moving a mage into Barmy to finally get the lab up here so we can start recruiting crystal sorceresses every turn. Every other turn. That'll be quite nice. There'll be more astral mages as well to help if we ever have to fight Agartha. We'll need to put up Light of the Northern Star so that they can all spam bolts, but they'll be quite useful. I think that's it for this turn. Lots of little miscellaneous movements. Anyone else doing anything? Doing lots of preaching, building, researching. And yeah, there's a lab going up in Bergamum. Alright, ending turn. Yep, so that was turn 30. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Hello, this is still the same turn. Ramk cast Eyes of God this turn, and he did post the provinces graph in the Discord. Although it isn't labelled or anything. And alongside that, I've been talking to a lot of other players about how their game is going. So maybe it's time we do a little a world update. Actually, while we're doing a world update, let's fire up some royalty-free world music in the background to go with our world update. Here we go. There we, perfect. Okay. So, world update. Where are we? Let's get up. I'm gonna get up the the graph here in front of me. So the first line we can see at the top of the graph is us. We're in first currently on provinces. That's quite good. We did have a very good expansion phase, and then we've gobbled up Fimoria pretty quickly. Yeah, we're also quite far ahead of the bulk of the pack, to be honest. The person just behind us is Agartha. When Kitiz posted this graph, he said the person in second was Nabar, but Nabar isn't in this game, so that kind of confused me a bit. I was trying to work out who everyone was. I'm pretty sure it's Agartha though, it's grey. And if you look at the bottom, you can see what I assume is Maverni. And Maverni's losses look pretty similar to Agartha's gains. And we know that those two have been at war for most of the game, actually. So I assume that that's Agartha and that's Maverni. In third is Kitiz himself. Looks like he's had a pretty decent game. I can't clearly see who he's been at war with. He claims to have been at war with Makoni early on, but it's hard to really see exactly who he's been gobbling up. I assume he's just been taking little pieces out of lots of people though. That's generally what he does. Kitiz also shared with me some messages from Makoni, because apparently Kitiz was at war with Makoni very early, but it stopped because they lost their border because Makoni got invaded by someone else instead. It looks like Makoni got invaded by both Pangaea and Tirnanog. I think this point here is where Pangaea starts eating Makoni's provinces. It looks like it. So let's assume that that other green line is Pangaea. And that would make this one Tirnanog, I think. Hard to work out. They've both ended up at the current turn. Both Pangaea and Tirnanog are exactly the same size, it looks like, so it doesn't really matter. But it looks like one of them was pretty big, and now has lost a lot of territory recently. That's another reason why I think that one is Pangaea, because Pangaea's AI currently. And I think there are lots of people taking bites out of Pangaea at the moment. They might drop off a bit more significantly after this turn, but this is the only graph that I have at the moment. Tirnanog is a lot smaller than I thought they were going to be. They're barely bigger than Fimoria a couple of turns ago. Maybe we should think about just grabbing all of Tirnanog's stuff. Well, we're kind of surrounding them down in where Fimoria once was. I don't know. Something to think about anyway. I also think the other yellow line nearby there is Lanka. Lanka is currently also at war with Pangaea. I think they're just taking bites out of them because they're AI now. But although saying that, it does look like they've been making a small amount of territory every turn for the last couple of turns. Other than that, they've been flat for most of the game. I wonder if they had quite poor expansion. I can actually see on the map where Lanka's capital is. I can't remember if that was this turn or next turn, because I'm doing this recording between turns, but yeah. Lanka's somewhere in there, somewhere taking bites out of those guys. Those guys are all pretty small and all in kind of the same area. We also know that the purple line is Fimoria, of course, because, well, they're purple. And we've been taking big bites out of them. That's where a lot of our later provinces have come from. And that makes the blue line Ubar. Ubar isn't doing too well. I also can tell that that means that this other kind of tan-coloured line is Saramatia. Ubar and Saramatia have been at war, apparently. It sounds like Saramatia has been taking big bites out of Ubar. You can see in this part of the graph that Saramatia's gains are pretty much identical to Ubar's losses. So that makes sense. But over the last couple of turns, Ubar's made a lot of territory. I wonder if they've also been taking pieces out of Pangaea. I kind of get the sense that Pangaea has been just getting pulled apart by everyone in that sort of region of the world. But it looks like, yeah, Ubar was kind of recovering, and then whatever happened recently, it looks like Saramatia has taken some kind of victory, because there's a sudden drop-off in Ubar, and a sudden spike in Saramatia, so yeah. The final line that I can see is Abyssia, I assume, because it's red, and Abyssia is the red nation. And that's what I know about Abyssia. So, I hope they're having fun. Wherever they are, whatever they're doing. Anyway, that's the world update. Thanks for watching. A real turn is coming up. Hello, welcome back. We got some conjuration done. It does give us a few things that are kind of useful. I'm actually using revived whites this turn. I'm in a couple of whites, because why not? We have a lot of death gem income currently, so I don't feel too bad about using death gems on random stuff like this for now. Might also do some dark knowledge one day. There's a couple of other useful things in here as well. But yeah, so I'm just going to keep going. I was looking at these guys, these Rimvatir. These guys look like they might be quite good, actually. At least in old scales. They're small units and they only have like 10 hit points, but other than that, they're very, very similar to the giants. And it's a scaling spell as well. I've got 2 Jarls currently who have Water 4. I could easily get that to Water 6. That would be 9 a turn? For 5 water gems? That seems really good. We might use that quite a lot. Should probably start water site searching. Oh, I have Voice of Apsu. Where is that? Is that in this? Voice of Apsu. Where can I find you? It is Conjuration, isn't it? Oh yeah, it is. Level 4. So we'll have that next. Maybe I'll start using that. Make sure that we've got lots of water gem income. Changed priorities slightly. I might do some construction after Conjuration. I'm not sure yet. I would like to have boosters and things. And maybe as a luxury, I'll have a Banner of the Northern Star as well. But that's what things look like at the moment. Still just want to get Powell. Found a magic site in Bergamum, Enchanted Tomb. Nothing too interesting, that's 1 death gem. Over here. And that was it for searching. Paramatia declared reliable bite mark analyst, the prophet of the 30-year wall. Cool. We took Small Sea with no problems. We are losing quite a few skeletons now though. So I'm not too confident about pressing on, but that's how things look now. And there's also battling the Cradle of Life, unfortunately. Moria has gone AI, and you'll remember that for a long time, Moria has been recruiting a small number of troops in New Spring. It looks like the AI has decided to send those small number of troops out, so yeah, this is what it looks like. A couple of cavalry, and then some Furbolg. So it's nothing too threatening, but yeah, it's just a bit annoying. Unexpected event in Latian. Another assassination attempt, this time on the Maoist podcasting workshop. Entering a strange garden with fantastic creations made of human and animal bones, your servant was attacked when some of these came to life. One of the more pathetic assassinations I've ever seen. This is a single long dead. As you can imagine, this guy doesn't really fare too well. He did survive a single hit though, before dying. There we go. Oak Beach. People are starting to worship false pretenders. Lost 2 Dominion. Forester Gun. And Etin attacked. We've got quite a few Lizard PD here though, so... Lizards chew up giants pretty easily. Those 2 units with 2 attacks, so... yeah. That was fine. Finished the fortress in Oak Beach, which is nice. And that's it for messages. Yeah, and not too much happening this turn. I'll start down here. We did have this army that was waiting to attack the throne in Inarim. They're going to head back, and I'm going to do some recruitment in Tiny Willow. They're just going to wait there for a couple of turns. We'll wait till the scales turn a bit, wait till our Dominion pushes out, and then we'll head down. I was going to have my Prophet army move down to help out, but it's just really difficult to get into this section of the map. I thought I might be able to move from Duvan to Latian in 1 turn, but I cannot. I'm going to move them back up. This little army does threaten this temple, so using the Prophet to defend this temple is a pretty good use of them anyway. Maybe we'll catch this army out, that'd be quite nice. I also want more of my units to be up in this region, because I feel like I would like to attack Katiz, but I think we're going to have to attack Agartha. Because I feel like Katiz doesn't want to attack me, but Agartha does. So I can't really risk invading Katiz and having Agartha at my back. So I'm going to do it the other way around instead. We'll focus on trying to attack Agartha. It's a bit awkward since they're like the biggest player in the game besides me. So really what I should be doing is just quickly gobbling up the other little players, but I do think they're going to attack me as soon as they're finished with Marverni. So let's be ready to attack them anyway. So it's another good reason to keep units up in this region. This going to be useless if we go to war with Agartha. Other little movements, I've got this like Astral Mage slowly walking up. I'm going to throw her into this province, see if we can take it back. She's just on retreat. Maybe the AI won't put any province defense into it though, I don't know. And I've got this Nature Mage walking out because she's a healer. And I'd rather have a healer up with the army rather than sitting in this fort pointlessly. We actually have an Astral 2 Mage over here who's like getting afflictions from diseased, but she's down to 9 hit points. I'm not sure she's going to survive by the time the healer gets there anyway. This army in Llama is actually going to attack New Spring though now. We'll put that under siege. That should crack open immediately, and I assume it's empty, so we'll just get rid of that quickly. And this other red arrow is just moving another Astral Mage into this fort. I'm getting the lab up in Barmy this turn, so we'll be able to recruit Crystal Sorks every other turn. And this fort in Darkwoods is going to be upgraded in 2 months. So a lot of the infrastructure up here is done now, it's just this section that needs to get finished off. Doing a little bit of recruitment in Niflheim. This is the only recruitment I think I'm doing besides those warriors down in the southeast. Other than that, lots of people are just sitting and researching. Down here, I'm not pressing on and taking more provinces yet because in Small C, I'm going to cast Revive Whites. This will give us 5 whites, 20 death gems. We have lots of death gem income, like I said, it's on 14 per turn now, so I'm fine spending 20 gems to get some whites out. They'll help bulk up this army, and we can... It's surprising how much of Fomoria's actually left. I thought maybe it was just the lake, but there's a province here, province here. Maybe he's got a few other holdings around here. We should keep trying to grab all these while they're still just sitting there. I'll summon some whites, I'll attack Bulwark, and then I'll come back and get these two, I think. And then maybe we can move all the stuff that's over here into this province, kill these guys, take their items. We'll see how it goes. I think that's everything for this turn. Revive whites, building the palisade, that's on my throne. So the throne just has a Preacher, a Blood Hunter, and the palisade's being built. Nothing else too interesting over there yet. Everyone else is researching and building a lab and a giant fortress. That's up there. Hopefully Katiz doesn't attack me. This is a lot of stuff here. But again, I can't imagine he will. It must be a bad choice for him. I don't know. I suppose it would be awkward if Katiz and Agartha attack me at the same time. I'm not sure if they would do that though. Alright, I think that's everything. So that's turn 31. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Hello, welcome back. We got some conjuration done. Up to 4 now. Gives us a few things. I don't think I'm going to use Jotun Draga. 15 death gems for a big undead giant. Well, 3 of them I suppose. I don't know. They have a fear aura, but I'm not sure that they're that good, to be honest. We might use Brood of Garm though. Some Sacred Wolves. The only problem I have with this is that I don't really have much nature gem income, and at 10 per cast and it doesn't scale, it's kind of... I'm not sure. We're definitely doing some Voice of Apsus this turn though. We'll keep going. I'm down to 228 research per month at the moment because I'm doing a lot of rituals this turn. But hopefully we can get our research up a bit more in a couple of turns. A couple of battles, nothing too interesting. New Spring is just me putting that fort under siege that Fomoria holds currently. It's empty, I think, because it's cracked open immediately. No problems there. Scantrest is Fomoria's army, just walking around still. Not much of it left. It moved into the other swamp. Well, the swamp adjacent to Fomoria. And Cradle of Life was... I think this was just me throwing my Geeja at the province, wasn't it? Yeah. Unfortunately, there was 1 point in the province defense there, so we didn't quite take it. Maybe I should have just had her casting skeletons. Maybe that would have won. And again, maybe it wouldn't have, so whatever. We also finally got to see Tin and Og storming the fortress at, well, in Fomoria, but again, nothing really here, so you can imagine how this goes. Fine. So, that's that fort. This now belongs to TNN. I don't really like that TNN has these 2 provinces. It feels like they should be mine, but whatever. Events, Ivan, you got 2 nature gems. And in Forest of Gone, we got 3 earth gems. And New Spring's open, 2 afflictions cured. Yeah. I still feel in such an awkward position. Like, I can see over here now it looks like Katiz is invading Lanka. Katiz and Agartha are just like the biggest players in the game, and both of them are my neighbors. And I really feel like I have to invade one of them. I can't really get at any of these small nations. Maybe TNN? I don't know. I feel like I have to lunge at one of these guys. Katiz is played by Ramp, who's a really good player. And it'd be good to like knock him out now before we go in towards the late game. But Agartha is probably a better nation in the late game, right? I feel like if I lunge one way, I'm screwed the other, so I really don't know. The next couple of turns, I'm still just probably going to be indecisive and keep going back and forth about this, but yeah, the plan right now, still for the next couple of turns, is still just to put pieces into place. So let's go over some of that stuff now. I summoned some whites down here. They're with the army now. 20 hit points, 19 protection, nice little chill. They'll fit in nicely with the rest of my armies later on. And I'm going to try and take the Bulwark. This province has been taken by Makoni, unfortunately. We'll try and grab this, and then we'll go back and get Blue Water next. That should go fine. We can see this little AI Fomorian army in Scantrest. I'm going to try and catch it out. I've split up my Prophet's army. So part of it's going to go to Cradle, and bits like this. And part of it's going to go to Nightmarsh, and bits like this. While the Nature Mage is just searching for nature sites. So hopefully it moves one of those directions. If it moves on to Fomoria, which I guess it might, he'll probably kill these, which would be a shame. But hopefully, shouldn't Fomoria have been Dom killed like by now? Like, how does this province still have 4 dark candles? It's crazy to me. Oh well. Hopefully this doesn't last much longer. The fort's being stormed. I'm sure this is going to go fine. And down here, I'm still just sitting in Tiny Willow. I'm doing some site searching, preaching. Quite a lot of units here. It's currently autumn, so we roll down. It'll be winter by the time we get there. So I'll start moving out next turn, and we'll take this throne, I think. Up here, I'm doing a big guy recruitment in my cap, because I would like some more water mages. And I'm just moving some mages around at the moment. We've got the lab down in Barmy now, so I'm getting Crystal Sorceresses. And I'm also moving some blood mages into Barmy to start doing blood hunting here. It's a pretty good province, so this might be a bad candidate for blood hunting first, because I don't really want to lose all the income. But on the other hand, it's a free lab province, which makes blood hunting really convenient, because all the blood slaves go straight into the lab. And I like that. I'm quite lazy about moving around blood slaves. So I'm moving 3 blood slaves here. I'm going to get a commander to lead some wolves. Currently just casting Pack of Wolves in this province. We'll get some wolves to do some patrolling. And yeah, this will be our first blood hunting province. I'd quite like to do it here as well, which also has a free lab. This is quite a low population province, though it might not be very good. But it would be nice to be patrolling here because it's the main choke I have with TNN, so if they start moving like glamoured troops into my territory, my patrollers might actually catch them. Yeah. Getting a temple down in Ironport, try and push some more of my dominion at Agartha. That's pretty much it. The only big thing that's happening is I'm casting lots of remote site searching spells. So over here I'm doing 2 casts of Haruspex, do a Voice of Apsu. In my cap I'm doing another Haruspex. I'd really like to have more nature gems to maybe make use of Brood of Garm and more water gems to do lots of Rimvetter. I'd like to be like summoning lots and lots of those things every turn, if I can. There's some other fun stuff we can do at water as well. We might summon a few like Yetis or something. But I'll start getting some Rimvetter out first, I think. Darkwoods gets upgraded next month, and I think the Fortress in Pania gets finished as well, doesn't it? Yeah. So this will be an upgraded fort and a finished Palisades next month as well. We'll finish off this stuff, we'll grab this and this, take this throne. By that point we should have some blood hunting going. We should be back to doing some actual recruitment. The only recruitment I'm doing is this stuff and single mage here. And that's it for this turn. Yeah. I feel like I should be like gearing up with a specific plan in mind to invade someone, but I'm really not sure who to invade at the moment. I'll keep talking to people on the Discord, see what's happening. Did I mention, by the way, I can't remember, did I mention that we can see it is invading Lanka? It's kind of, I don't really want him to swallow up another nation. Oh well. Anyway, that was 10:32. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.